Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Beyblade Burst unboxing video. Today I've got something pretty awesome to open up. So we've got one of the brand new Beyblade Burst Rise Hypersphere bays, Ace Dragon D5, and I'm pretty keen to get stuck into this one and check out what he is all about. I'm going to start by flipping over to the back here and seeing what we actually get inside. So we've got the Dragon chip and the Ace layer, but it actually looks like that the weight is fused to the layer, so that's a bit different compared to the Takaratomi ones. And then our forge disc, which is Hasbro's version of Sting, so we'll see what that is all about as well. And then we've got the Hypersphere version of the Charge driver, and they've got a stat up here on the right as well, and I am unfamiliar with these symbols. Hopefully there's something to indicate what that is about on the inside there, maybe in the instructions. And it seems like we've got three either side there, and which indicates it's probably pretty balanced in its performance. That said, I'll peel this open and we'll have a better look at those parts, as well as compare it to the Takaratomi one, and give it a test fire to finish things off. Okay, we've got everything out of the package now and on our table, and I've just zoomed in so I've got a better view on it all. And the first thing I will do is have a look at the launcher here so I can put it aside. So it's just a different version of that left-right launcher of Hasbro's. So yeah, nothing too different there other than how it looks. And second thing I want to do is grab my Takaratomi version of Ace Dragon, and I'll get him apart and put him down for comparison as well. So get the two out like that, and we'll start going through these parts individually and see what sort of difference we get between the two. I just want to quickly mention that I did have a look at the instruction sheet here and found out what those symbols were for on the back of the packaging there. So the first one is runtime, and the second one is drop-in frequencies, which apply to when the bay is used in the new Hypersphere Stadium, which I unfortunately do not have one of, so those stats won't be coming into play at all during this video. And now I will actually move on to checking out the bay itself. The thing I wanted to do is just check out the difference in our layers here. So the obvious one being the coloring, but then when it comes down to pattern design, Hasbro has that spot on. There's no difference there at all. And I'll go to the underside quickly. So we've still got the slope system with Hasbro, where we've got the tooth system with Takaratomi. And now I'll try and get this chip out. So the Takaratomi has the locks there, so that just comes out like so. And I think with Hasbro, you just use a bit of force and that pops up just there, and actually the center of the weight there, so it just makes it look like it has the full weight system there. So that centerpiece attached to the chip. Okay, and then same with that Zan weight. It's actually part of the mold there and not made out of metal. whereas the Takara one is removable and is made out of metal, but that's not really any surprise because Hasbro don't incorporate much metal into their layer designs, if any. And we'll move on to our forge disc next. Actually, no, quickly before we do that, if you would like to grab that QR code there, I'll give you a second to do so. And then now we will move on to those forge discs. So with those, we can see straight up that we do not get the gimmick, which comes with the Takara one. So its frame actually springs back when coming in contact with another bay. And another thing that I notice also is that the size difference is pretty significant, so looking like a shrunken down version of the Takara one, not as wide there, missing a bit of metal on the outside and shaved down a bit in this department as well. The weight difference will probably be quite large between the two. I don't have a weighing system here to confirm that, but just by eye you can tell that anyway. And now we'll move on to our drivers. Last up, we have the drivers here, so Hypersphere version of Charge, once again with no metal incorporated into it, and we have a really large flat surface there, whereas the Takara one has a just a small raised surface to it. So I say that's definitely designed for that Hypersphere stadium. That will come into play quite a bit there. Pretty much exactly the same in size, but so yeah, there's not much difference in that department. But I've noticed with all those Hypersphere bays there, drivers are quite large in design, so when it comes down to comparing another one of these bays, there's going to be probably a huge size difference between the Hypersphere one and the Takara one. Alright, so the spring system, probably exactly the same there, so nothing to worry about in that department. Alright, so last thing I will do is give this a test fire. I do not have a Hypersphere stadium, as I said, but I have my larger Hasbro one here, which should suffice for the purposes of this video anyway. Alright, got the stadium already, and I did actually forget to piece this together and see how strong those that resistance is with the slopes. I apologize for that, but we'll do that now. And okay, well, that's a fair amount of resistance getting it on there. Once it's on, it moves. Yeah, I'd give that about an average amount of resistance there once it's on. Not the strongest I've felt, but also not the weakest as well. Alright, well that said, let's test launch this thing. Quickly get this ripcord into the launcher there. I'll test out this new launcher. And on he goes. Alright, 3, 2, 1, let it rip. Oh, nice. Okay, so firing off around the stadium there, so picks up a bit of a grip in these stadiums, so can't wait to get one of the Hypersphere ones and check out how it goes in that. I hope you liked this video anyway, and until next time, enjoy the rest of your day.